I need all the wins, yeah. Ain't no L's, I gotta get it, no call it quits, yeah. Gotta keep on moving no matter how hard it gets, yeah. Better move out the way, cause I'm coming with harder hits. My head is as hard as a brick, but I'm harder than all it is. You better move, you might get knocked out, knocked out.
They gave us different names to justify the ownership. Rules are still the same. Changes we don't get, but still we're showing love to everyone that shows respect. At the river is where they used to trade. Our ancestors, how can we not relate? The story goes so deep, not looking for revenge, looking for solutions in the day that we'll smile again.
Right, good afternoon and welcome back all of you to the final block of Day 1 European Judo Open 2022 Prague. If in case you missed the preliminaries, just to inform you, our final block will be slightly different to the usual. We'll have the final and the bronze medal contest at the same time. Mat 3 final of the under 48 kilo category, Mat 2 and Mat 4 are going to be the two bronze medal contest. On Mat 3 you're going to have Vargas Lee versus of Chile versus Tanzai for bronze, and on Mat 4 you're going to have Petito of Italy versus Ruteni of Italy for the second bronze medal. And your final is going to be Maria La Puerta Comas of Spain versus Laura Martinez Abelenda, also from Spain. And as you can see, the coaches decided to sit this one out, irrespective of the fact that they come by clubs like I mentioned before. The Spanish team decided to, the coaching team decided to sit this one out and let the ladies to battle it out in the middle. So that's La Puerta Comas of Spain in the white judo game, Martinez Abelenda also from Spain in blue, and that's our first final of the day, the under 48 kilo category on Mat 3. Like I said, you have the option to do Mat 2 or Mat 4 for the other two bronze medal contests. That's a penalty for La Puerta for a false attack. Both athletes are being very cautious and avoiding going into heavy gripping exchange like they've just done now. So both picked up a penalty. That puts La Puerta up with 2 penalties now. That was Martinez Abelenda who came in as a number 2 seed to this event. La Puerta Comas was not seeded at all. That's a nice Uchimata work there for a possible Wazari.
The bronze medalist under 48 kilogram category is in blue from Austria, congratulations.
That's good control with the gripping exchange from Martinez. You can see that La Puerta was trying to reach through with the left hand over the top, but she controlled the sleeve very well. Haven't managed to actually make an advantage of it. That's a nice coach attempt now for Martinez again. But it falls short on a score. Puerta was seeking to complete a sumigashi. And now she draws her opponent into Nevaza. Almost managed to seal her opponent in with an Osaiko Miwaza. And she still had a little intention of working until now. She just gave a little peek to the referee, indicating, I think I'm done here. That's an Uchimata again from La Puerta. The left hand is missing. It's on the opponent, but it's actually not doing anything effective in terms of helping the move to roll through for a score or to pull through her opponent for a score. That's Martinez picking up her second penalty, and so we're back to square one. And we don't know how this is going to end, but there's a strong possibility of a final penalty here for one or the other. La Puerta throws her arm across the opponent. Martinez quickly reacts to it by dropping down onto her knee, showing that it's not her favored position. And instead of being in danger of getting thrown, she rather dropped down, which in this case with the double penalties is not really the ideal thing to do to avoid contact. That's Martinez going for a Kataguruma. They both want to go on the left side. That's La Puerta with the sleeve again. She's trying to strive across with the left arm. Right, that's the clear contest time over. 4 minutes down. We're going into golden score now.
Bronze medalist under 48 kilogram weight category is in white from Italy, Matilda Sofia. Congratulations.
La Puerta settles for the lapel and dives in for an Uchimata attempt on the left side. Not with much success of actually scoring, but she did throw herself out there. Again, she goes for the lapel first with the right hand, looking to throw her left arm over the top or across. Martinez avoids that by dropping down for Senaga. That's Puerta going out all for it. And she picks her opponent up with a Uranaga and claims the gold medal in the under 48 kilo category. That's Mireia Rodriguez Salvador. Pardon me, that's not her. It's Mireia. They've got the same name. La Puerta Comas of Spain is the gold medalist in the under 48 kilo category.
Next contest on Tatame 2, under 60 kilogram category, in white representing Spain, Bernabeu Ricojan. In blue representing Portugal, Mendes Francisco.
Coming up next is the final of the under 60 kilo category.
Representing Portugal, Lopez Rodrigo Costa. On Tatame 3, the gold medal contest. In white representing France, Mendes Maxime. In blue representing France.
Like I said before, mat 2 is the bronze medal, mat 4 is the bronze medal. We are going to follow the final of the under 60 kilo category, which will involve Maxime Merlin of France, it's an all-French final, and Richard Wagner of France. And the French team decided to sit in this time with their club coaches and help all the actions of the man in the middle of the mat. Merlin in white judogi and Wagner in blue. When two athletes meet from the same country, it is normally a bit of a slow pace, and it takes time for them to get into that stage where we saw the ladies in the under 48 final, where you really go in at it and go for it really, and throw yourself in there. It always seems to be a bit more calculative and tactical when it comes to two of the same nations competing. That's a penalty for Wagner. Wagner was unseeded this morning, and he pulled himself through the Pool D before defeating Mendes of Portugal in the semis. Slightly different with Merlin. He was in the top 8 seed. We haven't mentioned him. We only pulled out the top 4 as it was more relevant when it comes to the world ranking. That's Wagner going for it now with a Turiko Migoshi. Fall short on the score. Wagner was chasing down the sleeve there, a lap sleeve. He needs both really because he's keep drilling that Turikomi. So ideally he wants more, and Merlin had an attempt at throwing. Verges, however, countered his opponent. There is Merlin, as you could see the replay. Merlin was going for the Turiko Migoshi, and Wagner countered his opponent. Valerie lead for Richard Wagner of France in the final of the under 60 kilo category. Sonaga attempt and the counter from Merlin. What a turn! What a turn! Wagner went for the drop Sanaga, and Merlin counter-attack his opponent. From the head referee point of view, it was Pizzari, but we are yet to see if it will be changed to Ippon. That's the drop Sanaga attempt from Wagner, and Merlin counter-attack his opponent. Vasari a piece, 50 seconds left to go. And like I said, it takes time to get into that sort of a pace where they start actually throwing and making a full effort when it comes to facing your home patriot. But just like the ladies previously, the men are getting into it as well now. Francisco Mendes won his bronze medal contest on the joining mat. So that's one medal for Portugal. little over 10 seconds left to go in this final, and the men kind of pace down a bit after that 2 score. They're being a bit more cautious about their actions now, and as you hear the gong, we're going to move into golden score now. Battle of the sleeve again, because they pretty much both favor that Tsurikomigoshi. So none of them really mind having that that double sleeve grip. Is just more of how you having that grip from what angle really. In the meantime, on the other joining mat, Lopez of Portugal also won his bronze medal contest, so that's 2 bronzes for the Portuguese team in the under 60 kilo category. And obviously we are yet to see who is the winner of this weight class. Shortly over a minute into golden score. We still have a Vazeria piece, and like I said, the pace fall down a little bit. Perhaps not even the pace, but more of that bravery of throwing themselves out there and scoring. That was a nice little coach attempt from Merlin. Satoshi from Merlin again. He does certainly put more attacks in there than Vergnes. Vergnes was controlling the sleeve there. So I've got 2 penalties, so I don't really want to be defensive and pick up a 3rd one. So a bit far out for Merlin to score. Seonaga, Vergnes really ran onto that one. He went towards Merlin without thinking twice, really lunged onto him, and as you can see in the replay, he used that. Merlin used that momentum to go underneath. Couldn't quite finish it to score, but that was certainly at his advantage. Oh, not so much of that attempt. Trying to repeat of his previous action. Ended up picking up a penalty for false attack. That was a tricky one. Vergnes went for the Tsurikomigoshi and tried to come back with a kochi. Meanwhile, of course, Merlin was trying to get off all that. That's another attempt from Vergnes. I wouldn't really call it a false attempt. They both obviously tired. That's now 2.5 minutes into golden score. That's a overall 6.5, but he did get Merlin out of balance. And there he's Richard Vergnes of France. Gets it done and dusted. Seals the final score of the final of the under 60 kilo category. Merlin was lunging across, and that's a Uranaga Ippon to wrap up the actions of the under 60 kilo category with Richard Wagner of France winning
Under 60 kilogram
the weight
weight
class.
category. In blue, representing France, Bernier Richard. Congratulations.
Right, now we are going to have our first medal ceremony, I believe. Which will be the medal ceremony of the under 48 kilogram category. There is a podium, so indeed that's what's coming up next. And whilst we're waiting for that, let me just remind you that tomorrow we start again at 9 o'clock with our preliminary round. So in case you need to shoot up very soon from our final block, then that's a reminder that tomorrow we start again at 9 o'clock. Right, here we are with the medal winners of the under 48 kilo category.
The bronze medalists are representing Italy, Petito Sofia, and representing Austria, Dr. Katarina.
So our bronze medal winners are Katarina Tanzer of Austria and Sofia Petito of Italy.
Silver medalists representing
Second place and silver medal goes to Laura Martinez Abelenda of Spain.
gold medalist and champion at
The winner and gold medalist of the under 48 kilo category is Mireia La Puerta Comas of Spain. There you have La Puerta, Martinez, Tanzer and Petito on the podium of the under 48 kilo category on day one here in Prague.
Ladies and gentlemen,
And
please stand
now we're going to rise for the national anthem of Spain. Right, so now we will have the family pictures taken, but we will move back on the mat and I'll quickly introduce you to our medal finalist of the under 52 kilo category, which is what we're going to have a look at next. So for bronze you have Rachel van der Meerberg of the Netherlands, and she'll be up against Ballesteros Gonzalez from Spain. That will be on mat 2. On mat 4 you're going to have Manon Monad of Switzerland, and she'll be facing Anna Victoria Pulis of Croatia. Now as per the final, you will see on mat 3, that's the one we're going to follow, it's Binta Hidayeh of Switzerland, and she'll be up against Annika Würfel of Germany.
next contest, bronze medal contest on tatami 2 under 52 kilogram weight category.
So welcome our athletes now, they're walking up to their respective
In blue, representing
mat.
Spain, Ballesteros Gonzalez Izaskun. On tatami 4, the bronze medal contest. In white, representing Switzerland, Monad Manon. In blue, representing Croatia, Pulis Anna Victoria. medal contest. In white, representing Switzerland, Daya Binta. In blue, representing
So there we go with Binta, Dai and Annika Würfel. That's Dai of Switzerland in the white judo gi, walking up to the mat, and you have Würfel there in blue. It's the final of the under 52 kilo category here in Prague. First attempt from Würfel here. Didn't really get Daya out of balance or into any distress. And there is a Swiss player already in Navaza, looking to be dominant. That was a quick call there. They were attacking at the same time. They could just clashed in the middle. We haven't really seen anybody shaking out the Daya of her zone or of her focus zone and kind of knowing what she wants and how she wants to execute it. No difference here in the final. In the meantime, Ballesteros of Spain won her bronze medal contest on mat 2. There's the attempt for the AMLO, but they're outside of the contest area. Daya is seeking to have a good control over that sleeve, the right sleeve of her opponent Würfel. She does need both sleeves. Würfel, we know she does need both sleeves to actually go and do her drop technique. So that already given a bit of a hard time for the German fighter just by eliminating that hand. There she is. Now she chooses to use the lapel instead, but she still needs to have a grip with her right hand. That's clear for Würfel to enable her to attack. Daya picked up a penalty. Nadia seeking for the Sankaku. Würfel defended it pretty well. That's again Nadia hunting down that sleeve. She really wants to make sure that that sleeve stays intact. She decided to go for the lapel this time, so she's got a different plan now. Stuck in with an Ochigari. Somebody's going to go. Würfel is trying to counter, and Nadia just managed to step out. And she's going through with an Uchimata now. Trying to roll Würfel for score. A minute and a half left to go. Again, that bottle up the sleeve. Nadia is controlling that sleeve, but at the same time, Würfel is controlling her opponent's sleeve too. So that's double sleeve situation, which is more like to favor Würfel, given her technical repertoire rather than Nadia. Würfel is going to go for the medical, and I would love to say we have something else to watch, but the joining Monad is also at the medic, so You're kind of stolen at the moment. Won't be long. The joining mat. Manon Monard of Switzerland is leading by Rosario against Anna Victoria Pulis, who is, if you remember, was our top seed today. So she's in a bit of a pickle there, and she hasn't got much left to gain back that score, which is not much, it's 55 seconds. Again, a reminder that tomorrow we start our preliminary runs again at 9 o'clock. I believe our final block is scheduled for 4 o'clock, but let's yet to confirm that tomorrow, as this can change the same way it has changed today. Right, that's Würfel walking back on the mat. I think should be in the way with all the actions now. She receives a penalty before the referee calls Hajime. Last minute into this final, and that sleeve, like I mentioned, that only favors Würfel. If Nataya wants to step ahead of her opponent, she's going to have to get rid of that double sleeve exchange. That's again Daya controlling the sleeve, and now she needs to break away with the other one for the exact reason for which we just seen, because Würfel uses and utilizes on that double sleeve, and that's not really ideal for Nadaya. There she is with the second penalty. She has a good control over that right sleeve, but it doesn't really bother Würfel. She's happy to settle for that as long as she can have the other sleeve too. So that's now up to Nadaya to actually break that right arm off Würfel. Meanwhile, on the joining mat, a couple of seconds left, and Monard is still in the driving seat for bronze. Here as well, we come into the end of our clear contest time. And we are going to move into golden score here. And Monard of Switzerland won the other bronze medal contest in the joining mat. So definitely 2 medals for Switzerland in this weight class. The question left is if they're going to have a gold or a silver to join Monard's bronze. So we're in golden score now. Daya is now trying to take control over this gripping exchange. Back up with the top right-sided grip. That was a poor attempt from Würfel. And Daya still seeking to work in the Navaza. We have to get our cameraman to follow the actions, because he missed everything that just happened on the mat now. So my colleague is going to go down and make sure that doesn't happen, and I do apologize. That's again the Daya seeking to dominate in Navaza. Daya's got the sleeve again. Lost control of that. She's got it again, but that's again sleeve. That's not going to favor the Swiss player. That's only going to favor Würfel. And there she is again with that drop. It's getting better and better as the fight goes by. That double sleeve will only favor Würfel. So if Nadaya was to score, I doubt that's going to be from this particular gripping exchange. And also bear in mind, she's got 2 penalties, so the more Wilfer is drilling in, the more jeopardy she puts in Dayim for picking up her last and final penalty. It's Nadaya again with that sleeve. Now she's trying to break off. She understands that as long as Wilfer has got her sleeve, that's not going to do any favor. And yeah, this is it. The referee calls up the last Shido for Binta Nadaya of Switzerland, and that's Annika Werfel of Germany who wins the under 52 kilo category. Right, that means we're going to go and have a look at the medal ceremony of the under 60 kilo category. And after that, we will go back on mat 3 and have the under 66 kilo final block. Our athletes are lined up by the side, ready to walk up to the podium. There they are. So that's the medal ceremony of the under 60 kilo category. Third place and bronze medal winners are Francisco Mendes of Portugal and Rodrigo Costa Lopez from Portugal. So we have a Portugal duet on a bronze medal podium.
Silver medalist representing France, Maxime.
Second place and silver medal goes to Maxime Merlin of France.
Gold medalist.
And the gold medalist and the winner of the under 60 kilo category here in Prague, that's Richard Regnes of France. So that's pretty much our semi-finalists are on the podium. And evidently will stand for the national anthem of France very shortly.
We stand for the national anthem of France.
Now we will continue the actions with the final block of the under 66 kilo category. The family pictures will take place whilst that's taking place. We will switch back on our tatami. So on mat 2 you can have a look and follow actions between Daniel Perez Roman of Spain and Maxime Gobert of France as they battle out for one of the bronze medals, and the second bronze medal contest will be between Rakimyon Subonov of Uzbekistan and Robin Corrado of France. And then in the final it's going to be Reda Shaduki of France and Elios Manzi of Italy, and that is the one that we are going to follow. You have the choice at home to click on mat 2 or mat 4 at your wishes.
And in blue, representing France, Gobert Maxime. Bronze medal contest on tatami 4. In white, representing Uzbekistan, Shubham Rakimyon. In blue, representing France, Corrado Robert.
There you have Sadoki jogging on the mat, ready to rock in the final of the under 66 kilo category. Rada Sudoki of France in a white judogi and Elios Manzi of Italy in blue. Fast exchange from Sadoki. Tries to control Manzi with a strong left-sided grip. That's Manzi striving through the left-sided grip. As we know, he favors that drop Morota from there and drop Senage. Couldn't quite set it up. Sadoku walked out of the contest area as a response to his grouping exchange. That's now Sadoki seeking to control that sleeve. The left sleeve, which isn't going to be favored by Manzi, as we do know that he needs that left hand in order to do his signature techniques on the left side. You can see the struggle. He's trying to get away from that gripping exchange. So left versus left is going to be a difficult one. And not to mention the height difference as well. Manzi picks up the penalty. Manzi managed to get through to the left side. Now he's in charge of this gripping exchange, and he has to watch the same sided grip for too long. Let go of it. And that's Sadoki back again with that strong top left-sided grip. Ochigari probably going to switch back to his Uchimata. No, he stepped out. But that's a real threat for Manzi. And as you can see, he's going into a very defense mode as soon as Sadoku gets hold of him on the left side. And for that, he receives a second penalty. It's a tricky one here. It really comes down of who can get their favorite grip first. There is Manzi trying to get hold of his opponent on the left side, and so Sadoki. Manzi's really trying to go through to the left and get hold of his opponent. He's pushing that sleeve away too much. He might pick up another penalty, and that's not going to do any good for him. He really needs to try and set up some sort of attack here. Sadoki had not much input in this exchange, bear that in mind, but what was more eye-poking is how Manzi was just pushing that sleeve across and not really trying to do anything with it. Is it going to be the desperation of moment from Manzi? Is he going to dive in to do something that we've not really seen from him? Shubunov in the meantime won his bronze medal contest on the joining mat. I mentioned earlier about the importance of tidying the uniform. It can result in actually picking up a penalty. And you are allowed to do a complete tidy up on your belt once in a contest. If you are having to do that again, that's again a penalty. And Manzi certainly cannot afford another penalty, especially for sure not over a belt.
The second bronze
Maxime Gobert won his bronze medal contest on the joining mat. So we got our bronze medalist, and here we go again with Saduki versus Manzi. Oh, that was a nice little coachy tap in. There was not much control over that, but at least got Saduki out of control of that exchange, and he picks up a penalty as well. So 30 seconds left to go in this final. Yeah, Manzi really have to go for it. And there is no time for him to spend too much on this whole gripping, because even if a double penalty, he's gonna fall short on that. 15 seconds left. Another Senaga attempt. Lost complete control over the grip, Manzi. Right, golden score it is then. Too much precaution and hesitation to Maite, especially from Manzi's side. He's really got almost nothing to lose. It's either he gets a penalty for not attacking or being too tactical and too cautious, or worst case scenario he falls, but the outcome will be the same. Best scenario, he managed to catch his opponent and score. Saduki is also really sitting on that 2 penalty to Enes, because he hasn't really come forward or did anything significant. We always see is Manzi trying to do something, and Saduki just keeps responding to every grip exchange and every action that Manzi is initiating. It was an Ouchigari attempt from Saduki, and that was again in response to Manzi's pick up. It's again Manzi trying to come off the Uchimata. And that's that now. It was only a matter of time before the third and final penalty was to come along. That's Reda Saduki of France, who is the gold medal winner of the under 66 kilo category, and Elios Manzi of Italy is finishing second place. Right, that means we are going to follow up with a medal ceremony of the under 52 kilo category. As you can see, our athletes are walking up to the podium, ready to receive their medals. Medals will be presented by EDU referee director, Mr. Alexander Yaskevich. So our bronze medal winners in the under 52 kilo category is Izaskun Ballesteros Gonzalez of Spain and Manon Monard of Switzerland. Second place and silver medal goes to Bita Nidai of Switzerland. And a gold medalist and the winner of the under 52 kilo category here in Prague is Annika Werfel of Germany. means we'll be standing for the national anthem of Germany.
Ladies and gentlemen, please stand for the national anthem of Germany.
So whilst the family pictures and the official podium pictures are taking place, I'm going to introduce you to our medal contenders of the under 57 kilo category. It's going to be 3 very good contests to watch. You decide where you're going. Obviously, we're going to follow the actions in the final. Right, so on mat 2, you're going to have Evelyn Chop from Switzerland versus Jan Ekosian of Spain. And on mat 3, mat 4, pardon me, you can follow the actions between Thea Topolovac of Croatia and Emily Stoll of Germany. On mat 3, you can stay with us and watch the final of the under 57 kilo category, and that will be between Pauline Starke of Germany and Kovács Kitty of Hungary.
The gold medal contest on tatami 3. In white, representing Germany, Star Pauline. In blue, representing Hungary, Kitty Kovács.
Right, here we go. Starke of Germany in white judogi and Kovács of Hungary in blue. Final of the under 57 kilo category. Starke began to dominate in Nevanza, and it does look dangerous for the Hungarian. It's not long before the Osaikomi is going to be called on. There it is. Looks pretty tough, and Kovács Kitty indeed tapped out. Strong final from Paulina Starke as she wins the under 57 kilo category here in Prague. Right, so that allows us to have a look at one of the bronze medal contests, and that's going to be on mat 2. We're going to follow the actions between Evelyn Chop and Jan Ekosian. So far, no score. We are into the second minute of this bronze medal contest, and they both picked up a penalty apiece. And an interesting fact is that they once been teammates in the Swiss team league, team championship, so rest assured they know each other very well. That's an Uchimata attempt with Ekosian. She had to let go of the sleeve because she had to balance herself, and that obviously was the force of the throw. Couldn't quite finish it off. Little tidy of the uniform, and here we go again. Again, Ekosian goes over for the Uchimata. Let's go of the sleeve to allow herself to support the drive through with the Uchimata. Couldn't quite drive it through. Chop, however, picks up another penalty. And that's good timing for Ekosan. She stabbed in there the right time. I don't think she had the first. It was more of a reaction to Chops going behind her and trying to pick her up and get her, out of bounds. She steps across. And pulls through just enough to get her opponent off balance. The Swiss team is claiming for Vasari there, and I think we're gonna have to look at it. It is a questionable. On the other mat, however, Emily Stoll of Germany won one of the bronze medal contests. So if we get a replay of this, then we can have a better stand on that claim. So there it is. Yeah, I don't see why not, but again, it will be a decision from the referee to give the score or not. This is our replay, and indeed the Vasari has been given to Chop, so was a lead for Evelyn Chop from Switzerland. A minute and a half left to go, and that looks as it could be the second Vasari, and I was at Apon, so third, I would say third round lucky. We will have a chat with Evelyn Chop later on how she feels on the new category. I'm sure for now she's going to be thrilled to picking up a bronze medal here in Prague. We spoke about it before. She did have 2 other tournaments this year where she fallen short and exited the tournament during the first round. So coming back into an open and claiming a bronze third time around, that's a pretty good achievement. And she have had quite a few fights as well. So surely a lot to take home with her and a lot to build on. Right, so that's Evelyn Chop, our second bronze medalist in the under 57 kilo category, which means we're gonna have now the medal ceremony of the under 66 kilo category before we head back onto the mat to watch the under 73 kilo finals. Right, our athletes are ready to go. And the medals will be presented by the Vice President of the Czech Judo Federation, that's Petr Smolik. And our bronze medal winners are Maxime Gobert of France and Rakimjon Suponov of Uzbekistan. Second place and silver medal goes to Elios Manzi of Italy. And the gold medalist and the winner of the under 66 kilo category here in Prague is Reda Sadouki of France. Talking about unseeded players. And that's a perfect example of what we were talking about. Right, so that's our 66 podium, and we are going to race for the national anthem of France.
Ladies and gentlemen, please stand for the national anthem of France.
So that's, like I said, our under 66 kilo podium. We're going to switch back on the mat as we are underway with the under 73 kilo contest. On mat 2, you're gonna have Levin versus Powell, Levin versus Powell of Great Britain. Mat 4, you have Aranda of Spain versus Stodolski of Poland. But the contest we are going to follow is going to be on mat 3, the final of the under 73 kilo category with Mark Ristov of Bulgaria versus Luigi Centracino of Italy. That's going to be Ristov in a white jotagi and Centracino in blue. Ristov goes for the first attack. Attack for Toshi there. We did speak about, we did mention Centrocchio this morning. There he's in the final and CD, but we will have a recap later and a review of what's been happening today. I will discuss the whole seeding in this tournament. That's Centrocchio focusing on getting hold of that sleeve as an introduction to then turn to the left for Osainage. Instantly going to Navaza and trying to score there. Again, he's seeking to control that left sleeve and then turns to the left, pardon me, right sleeve. He was trying to aim for the right sleeve. We've seen that throughout the day, how he's so focused on the right side and then surprisingly, occasionally does go through to the left. It's pretty much flexible. Again, you see that right side, he's standing up as he's ready to go to the right. And Ristov didn't give him much chance here to actually make an attempt to switch to the left. This time he decided to stick to the right side and flew in for a taitoshi. But yet again, he started off by seeking to control that arm, that right arm of his opponent. Ristov got a penalty so far, and we are reaching half time here. Oh, nice lunge towards Togari from Ristov. Got Centrocchio out of balance there and continues in Navaza. With no luck there. That's a line through from Ristov. Again, that right sleeve, Centrocchio will aim to control that before he decides whether he goes right or left. This time he goes to right. Morita Sonaga, far out. Ristov will probably see that coming and simply stepped away. It doesn't give any leverage, although with the fact that he's not been active. Apart from that nice lunged out. Also to Gary, we haven't seen much of a threat from him, so he picks up a second penalty. That's an Osota attempt from Centrocchio this time. Yoko Tomoenaga from Ristov, and only takes one good move to finish it up. And Mark Ristov throws himself in, taps in with the coach here. There you go with your Yoko Tomoenaga and puts an end to this final of the under 73 kilo category. To say Sandro Chia did give a good run for his money, certainly. But it's Mark Ristov of Bulgaria who wins the under 73 kilo category here in Prague. Right, let's hop down to mat 2 and have a look at the bronze medal between Idol Levin of Israel and Daniel Powell of Great Britain. That's Powell on top, looking to get on Osaikomi Waza on. His leg is trapped in from underneath, so that was a bit tricky. He didn't have really much space to work with Antoni's body, but looked like a good shot there. They picked up a penalty apiece during that almost 4 minutes of the clean contest time. That's a nice drop. Senaga, drop Morota from Powell, slightly more rotation from Levin that would have scored for Powell. Right, the other bronze medal in the meantime won by Adam Stodolowski of Poland. So there is that, and we're gonna stay here and watch the golden score between, pardon for that, the golden score between Levin and Powell. That's Levin lunges over with his long arms and uses the posture of Powell to then go for a sumigashi. Powell picks up another penalty that makes it 2. Defensive grouping exchange from Levin, so referee has no hesitation but give another penalty to him as well. So that's two each. As again Levin over there with the long arms, folded Powell into a difficult position. It's not going to favor the British player if it comes to the last penalty. And that's again is to pull it through a little bit more with that Senaga before he picks up a third penalty. Levin lunges across for an Osotogari attempt with not much control over the top half of the body. And the second is, ooh, that would be dangerous, or could be dangerous. Powell drops down as he probably felt the threat of that long arms just lunging across his body. And as a reaction to that, he dropped on his knee pretty much, trying to avoid any serious exchange, and he just missed that. Just when I picked on the map, it looked as it was Uranaga attempt from Powell. There it is, a Kochi from Levin, and the British fighter tries to counter-attack his opponent. Same exact again, and this time Idol Levin managed to pull through with a Kochi, scores a Vazari, and wins the second bronze medal of the under 73 kilo category here in Prague. There you see the replay. Again, Powell tries to counter-attack his opponent, but falls short, and for a Vazari. Right, we're going to have, after this, the medal ceremony of the under 57 kilo category. We're going to switch on to the podium images as we have the under 57 kilo category medal ceremony coming up next.
57 kilograms, of the European Show in Prague 2022 will now begin. The medals will be presented by Mr. Frankie Moore, Head of Refereeing Commission of European Junior.
Head of Refereeing Commission of EGU, Frankie de Moor, is to present the medals here in the under 57 kilo category. Bronze medal and third place goes to Evelyn Chop of Switzerland and Emily Stoll of Germany. Second place and silver medal goes to Kovács Kitty of Hungary. And the gold medalist and the winner of the under 57 kilo category here in Prague is Pauline Starke of Germany. And we're going to rise for the national anthem of Germany.
Zahřeju srdíčka. Kolik jich ještě je?
So that's our under 57 podium. Now, whilst the family pictures are taking place, I'm going to introduce you to our finalist and final block members of the under 63 kilo category, our last category of the day. If you need to go, that is understandable. We start 9 o'clock tomorrow morning, but let's just go back at the under 63 kilo category. First bronze medal contest is going to be, or one of the bronze medal contests I should say, is in between Imbal Shemesh of Israel and Vivian Herman of Germany. They are going to battle it out on mat 2, and on mat 4 you are going to have Florentina Ivanescu of Romania versus Nadja Bazinski of Germany. So that's mat 2 and mat 4, and we're going to stay right in the middle with mat 3, where the final of the under 63 kilo category will take place, with top seed Katarina Hacker of Australia versus Agatha Davitri of France. Remember, here is going to be the trickiness of that right hand. They both got similar style. Over the top right is it's going to be tricky who gets that dominant grip more. They do get their grippings differently, but at the end they both need that top right-handed grip to go for their respected techniques. That's Hacker of Australia in a white judogi and Davitri of France in blue, and that's our last final of the day under 63 kilo. So that's Hacker goes for the leper first, this time with the right hand, or left hand, pardon me, and tries to throw her right arm over the top. You can see a change in Davitri's entry into this final. That was an Osoto attempt from the French fighter. You can see the gripping change obviously has to match Hacker's style. When I say match, it's not to copy, it's to adapt to it really. Better word to use. Before she would just grab the sleeve like how she just did it now. And now there is she again with that strong top right side. It's quite difficult to break that gripping regime that Davitri has, and none of the athletes so far managed to do that today. It was a coach attempt from Davitri, and fall short on Wazanri, but Hacker does pick up a penalty. Both need that sleeve. Hacker is seeking to get that sleeve, but Davitri blocks Hacker's left hand, reaches to the right, back onto the top with her right hand, and putting Hacker again under pressure. So what Davitri does is destruct one side whilst she's getting hold of the side that she actually needs. That's a second penalty for Hecker. You see how Davitri is blocking Hecker's right hand out, completely pushing it away with straight arm to avoid the Australian judoka to go over the right side at all cost, and she does pick up a penalty for that. Again, Davitri went for the left arm first, so then she can move on to the right arm is what she needs, the sleeve with. And a bit of Oshiwaza work there. Now she changed, she's got the leper first before she's aiming to get the sleeve. There she got her grip settled in. That's a bit of a danger there for Hecker on the edge of the mat. You can see the pressure Davitri is putting Hecker under. This time Hecker managed to get a hang of that gripping exchange. And Davitri gone into a complete defense mode there, so perhaps Hecker can keep up that. And immediately referee gives Davitri a second penalty. As she completely went into a defense mode. The colleagues on the other hand thought that was too fast, too harshly given, so they withdrew that second penalty. Over a minute left to go, and it's really about who is getting that strong right-sided grip first. As soon as one of them has it, the other one cripples. This is clear. So it is really about that gripping exchange for these two. And whoever gets there first is in favor. That could be a shido there for Davitri. You're not supposed to break the grip or even initiate to break a grip with your leg. So that's a penalty there. That probably wasn't seen. Hecker could be in a tricky situation here, in a bit of a danger, especially that she just moved out of the contest area. Let's see if the referee is going to act on it too fast, too soon, or going to let them to give it another go. Right. That's now an attempt from Davitri. And Hecker comes through. Hecker lunges through and gets Davitri down for Vasari. Pulls the sleeve really close to her to enable her to seal down. An osaikomi has been called on. 10 seconds, that's all she needs. The time is ticking, and our top seed, Katarina Hecker of Australia, wins the under 63 kilo category here in Prague, which leaves, you see that she lunged across for an osato. Davitri had no hands-on, no grips, so therefore it was quite difficult to even attempt to counter her opponent. So all she could do is try and escape, which is what she tried to do, but for short, and still got rolled into Vasari, and then further down in Nevada, and Davitri settles for silver. So that's Katarina Hecker of Australia wins the under 63 kilo category. We still have a bronze medal going on mat 4. I wonder if we can pop down and have a look at it. So that's Ivan Nesko of Romania in a white judogi and Basinski of Germany in a blue judogi. And the Gordon score just going to go. That's gone not long ago. 2-1 on penalties. That's not in favor of Ivan Nesko, as she's got 2 already. She wobbles a bit. Something must have happened during the contest. She's wobbling a bit with her leg. And she's coming through with a strong right-sided grip. We also watched her quite a few of her contests today, and we see that once she's got that top right-sided grip, then that's a tricky one, and that's with Basinski also being right-sided, and she also needs that top right side for her Uchimata. As you see, she pulls her opponent through across and tries the Uchimata. She does have the left-sided Seonage in case of changes, but ultimately she does favor her top right-sided grip into her Uchimata. And so it is the same for the Romanian athlete. So it's a sort of similar setup than the final that we just had. That's another penalty popped onto Basinski's side. So we're back to square one again. It's an even open book for both. Like you see the top right, both of them have top right. Somebody needs to react. Oh, Chigari attempt from Basinski. And there is the Uchimata, and she drops down from it. Oh, that's a counter from Ionescu. Basinski went in on the left side for the Senaga. Fallen short. The attack itself was a bit not half-hearted. She tried, but obviously they are tired. It's 6 minutes into the contest. You can see that she's getting tired. So Ionescu just stepped away and rolled her onto her back, securing a bronze medal in the under 63 kilo category.
The second bronze medalist in category under 63 kilograms in white, representing Romania.
Right, that's a wrap from day one. We're going to go onto the podium now and follow the medal ceremony of the under 73 kilo category. In case you're gone or going, it's 9 o'clock tomorrow start. If you stay with us, then you can follow the remaining medal ceremonies on the screen.
Ladies and gentlemen, the awarding ceremony for the category under 73 kilograms of the European Judo Prague 2022 will now begin. The medals will be presented by Mr. Marina Agoni, the Vice President of Czech Judo Federation. The bronze medal
Right, so our bronze medalist of the under 73 kilo categories, Aido Levin of Israel and Adam Stodolski of Poland. Now, second place and silver medal goes to Luigi Santraccio of Italy. And the winner and the gold medalist of the under 73 kilo category, Mark Ristov of Bulgaria. Right, so we're going to rise for the national anthem of Bulgaria.
Ladies and gentlemen, please stand for the national anthem of Bulgaria.
And so So that's the family pictures taken, all the congratulations and the sharing of happiness and joyful of the medal in the under 73 kilo is what we can see now, and then we'll follow that up with the medal ceremony of the under 63 kilo category. So as the outcome of day one, we have France on the top of the medal table with 2 gold, 2 silver and 1 bronze medals, followed by Germany with 2 gold and 2 bronze medals. Spain, Australia and Bulgaria share a gold apiece, with Spain finishing on the top 3 of the medal table with an additional silver and bronze. So that's that from day one of the medal table. Now we will proceed with the last medal ceremony of the day, which is the under 63 kilo category. Here are our medalists. Bronze medalists are Vivian Herman of Germany and Florentina Ivanescu of Romania. Silver medal and second place goes to Agathe de Vitry of France.
Silver medalist representing France, David Aga.
And a gold medalist and the winner of the under 63 kilo category is Katarina Hacker of Australia.
Representing Australia, Jessica Maliga.
So we're going to rise for the national anthem of Australia. So congratulations to all medalists today, and that's the images of the under 63 kilogram podium here. And once we've done that, I believe we'll switch back into the studio. Yeah, so that's a wrap from day one. I think it was pretty much eventful. It was pretty great. So in case you missed all the action, I'm going to give you a little recap of each category, starting with the under 48 kilo category. Our top seed Vargasli falls short and she finished 5th place. However, our second seed ended up with a silver medal respectively, and the winner of the under 48 was actually an unseeded player, which is Mireia Lapuerta Comas. So she won the under 48 kilo category. Katarina Tanzer was number 3 seed and she finished 3rd place respectively. Sofia Petito won the 2nd bronze medal, and I have to say that 2 of the medals came out from Pool D, so that shows the strength of that pool. It was tough. They came through, and the final was won at literally at the beginning of golden score, where La Puerta Comas threw her opponent with the Uranage. Apart from that, I mean, we haven't had anything unusual or unexpected. We had what we pretty much thought will go ahead in this category. The only thing I would mention is, like I said, Vargas Levy of Chile unfortunately missed out on the podium, but apart from that, it pretty much went according to the paper, if you like. Right, let's have a look at the under 60 kilo category. In case you missed it, we had 42 judocas, and the final was an all-French affair between Richard Wagnesh and Maxime Merlin. Now, whilst both of them were, Maxime Merlin was in the top 8 seed, we haven't really mentioned him this morning because he was in the top 8 seed. We only picked out the top 4. But having said that, Richard Wagnesh was not in the top 8 seed, and he pulled his way through all the way to the final, then ending up winning the under 60 kilo category. So we did talk about the whole seeding in this tournament. People still coming back off the Olympic Games, like we had Moritz Plafke as a number 2 seed coming off the Tokyo Olympic Games as a first event for this one. So we can't really fully rely on the seeding here. It does give us an indication, but there are no surprises. We have a lot of young and upcoming juniors and people that are tapping into the senior level. Even we have cadets here that are tapping into the senior level. So when it comes to the 60 kilogram category, yes, we didn't expect Richard Wagner to win, but at the same time, it didn't really shocked us in any way. He's shown the really great performance. Now, the 2 bronze medalists were Francisco Mendes of Portugal and Rodrigo Costa Lopez of Portugal, and Lopez was indeed our top seed in the morning. So that's that for the 60 kilo category. Let's have a look at the under 52 kilo category in case that if you missed the actions. It was quite hectic. It was busy. I've enjoyed it. We followed quite a lot actually, a lot of fights from the under 52 kilo category. Started with the 36 judoka, with top seeded being Anna Victoria Polias of Croatia, and she did fall short on a medal. She finished 5th, but I did say during the day she does not look like her top performance, and for sure it won't be this tournament where she's aiming to peak. So it is probably more of a work in progress for her this tournament. So she finished 5th place respectively. However, number 2 seed Annika Werfel of Germany managed to strive through to the final and defeated Binta Nidaya of Switzerland with 3 penalties. It was a little of a battle. Nobody really managed to score, but it was Werfel who kept on drilling onto her attacks, and at the end managed to get that gold medal put around her neck. And then the one of the bronze medals went for Izaskun Ballesteros Gonzalez. Again, she was in the top 8 seed, but like I said, we haven't really gone into that due to the world ranking. And then Mana Monad won the 2nd bronze medal, and they both come out from Pool D. So again, Pool D looked like it was the heavier of all and the more dominant of all. So that's Werfel, Nidaya, Ballesteros, and Monad is our final podium lineup for the under 52 kilo category. So moving on to the under 66 kilo category, we have had a great day again. At the end, it was Reda Saduku who won it. Again, an unseeded French athletes. Don't underestimate the French team, let's be honest. They got terrific players all over the world. But it was Reda Saduki today who strived through and really showed the dominance, and he was consistent with his right-sided attacks, pardon me. He was consistent with his left hand throughout the whole day, and had a strong fight with Elios Monsi of Italy in the final. It was a slight mistake, but mistakes are made everywhere, and anyhow it left Monsi with a silver medal. Again, with Monsi as well, I'm pretty confident that it's not his tournament to peak at. So a lot of people just come to Prague to actually work on certain things, tactics, techniques, and just to develop themselves really in a real contest time. So bronze medalist are Maxim Gobet of France and Rakimov Subonov of Uzbekistan. We also didn't really mention Subonov in the morning, but nevertheless, well done for all of them. I think Monzi did a great job with Sadoki in the final. It's pretty late for short, but sure we'll see them again somewhere around. Right, under 57, yes, under 57 kilo category, we have top seed. I think it's one of the categories that went according to the paperwork, if you like. So we had top seed Pauline Starke in the under 57 kilo category. She pulled through her way, had a bit of trips here and there, had some tough fight, mind you, so it wasn't a walk in the park, that's for sure. She had a tough one against Chop and then against her teammate Stoll as well. So yeah, at the final was probably one of the fastest one, where she defeated Kovács Kitty of Hungary with the Sankaku. So she wrapped it up there and then happy days for Evelyn Chop of Switzerland, because she moved up recently to the under 57 kilo category. This is her third tournament back to back this year, and this is the first time she actually managed to progress through the first run. So I'm sure she was delighted, and we could really see the joy on her face when she won her bronze medal contest. She was really delightful, and she had some tough fights herself with some of the good 57 kilo category ladies, and as an outcome of that, she won one of the bronze medal, and Amelie Stoll of Germany did win the other bronze medal. In this category, the only thing I would mention is Kovács Kitty of Hungary. She was unseeded, and we haven't really mentioned her, so she's obviously pulled her way through the Pool B, defeating number 3 seed Ubasata Mascaro and finding her way in the final. So that's the under 57 kilo category, and now we're gonna have a quick recap of the under 73 kilo category, where again Mark Ristov delivered as a top seed. He won the tournament. He struck against Luigi Centrocchio in the final with a Yoko Tomenaga. There you go, there you have it. And yeah, Luigi Centrocchio, last year junior world bronze medalist, still very young. He's got a long way to go, a lot of potential, very, very focused with his gripping. He's got this chance of going left and right, which was really nice to see, where he's trying to focus on to getting that right sleeve, but yet again had the privilege to change direction. So again, we did pick him out. He has not been a seeded player here today, but we did mention him this morning with the potential of being in the medal zone. He did go to the final, winning silver. Then you had Idol Levin of Israel. Now he's again someone we haven't really mentioned this morning. He won one of the bronze medals. And then you have Adam Stodolski of Poland, who won the other bronze. So really and truly, apart from Mark Ristov of Bulgaria, who was our top seed, every other medal pretty much went to an unseeded player. So that again shows that seeding wasn't really everything today, but I don't want to hang on that too much. Congratulations to all the under 73 kilo category players. And we're going to move on to our last category, the under 63, which we heavily followed. And we had a pretty joyful time watching it, really, because all these right-sided players, it was full of right-sided top Uchimatas. They were drilling it back and forth on each other, really. At the end, Katarina Hacker had a really tough contest in the final against Agata De Vitry, obviously because of the style as well. They both have similar style, but Hacker managed to line through for a right-sided Osotogari and roll her opponent in for Wazari, at which point she continued her work in Nevaza and finished off the contest with a Vazatepon, winning Australia's one and only gold today. The silver automatically goes to Agata De Vitry of France. That didn't surprise me at all. We did pick her in the morning, and knowing her style of judo and that dominant right hand, I'm really not surprised seeing her in the final. Then the other athlete that we picked but wasn't seeded was Vivian Hermann of Germany. She managed to climb through for a bronze medal. And then our number 2 seed, 19-year-old Frantina Ivanescu, really good potential coming up, extremely. I think she really want to watch. She's not afraid, she's fearful, she's going for it, she's attacking, and her right-handed grip is really strong, and she won the other bronze medal, defeating Nadia Basinski of Germany in that contest. So yeah, that's again congratulations for all our athletes. That's Hacker, as a top seed, winning the under 63 kilo category. Before we say bye, I just want to give you a little rundown of the medal table after day one, which is France leading with two gold medals, 2 silver and 1 bronze. Germany right behind with 2 gold medals and 2 bronze medals, pardon me. Spain has got 1 apiece, so they got 1 gold, 1 silver and 1 bronze, so they sitting at the moment on number 3 position, and Australia and Bulgaria sharing the 4th spot as they both managed to take a gold apiece today. So that's about today really. I hope you're going to join us tomorrow. We start at 9 o'clock in the morning local time for the preliminaries, and the final block is supposed to be at 4 o'clock but yet to be confirmed tomorrow. There were changes today, so it could be possible some changes tomorrow. Have a good evening. I hope you enjoyed today, and it's goodbye.
I need all the wins, yeah. Ain't no L's, I gotta get a no call and quits, yeah. Gotta keep on moving no matter how hard it gets, yeah. Better move out the way, cause I'm coming with harder hits. My head is as hard as a brick, but I'm harder than all it is. You better move, you might get knocked out, knocked out.
River, where the water's red. They gave us different names to justify the ownership. Rules are still the same, chances we don't get, but still we show love to everyone that shows respect. At the river is where they used to trade. Our ancestors, how can we not relate? The story goes so deep, not looking for revenge, looking for solutions to the day that we'll smile again.